What up, this is your boy Roy Jones Jr. and you're watching Lights Out.
This is Faisal for Lights Out, proudly sponsored by Spartans Law, and I'm delighted to be joined by Leigh Wood. Leigh, first of all, good afternoon to you, mate. How you doing?
All good, thank you. Good to be here, supporting my friend John and Gil, and Matchroom's new signings, Mark Dickinson and Pat McCormack. It's only an hour from where I train. I'm really looking forward to Saturday night.
Yeah, it promises to be an exciting card. Obviously, I forgot her name already, Katie Taylor. You know, you've got some good fighters on the undercard. You know, as you mentioned, Jordan Gill fights Kiko Martinez in what promises to be a very exciting fight. But first of all, Leigh, how's the hand injury holding up? How you feeling? Are you back in the gym yet?
Yeah, my bicep. Yeah, I'm back in the gym. I've done everything apart from head spar, body spar, pads, bags, weights. Feels fine. Very frustrating injury. It was a grade 1/grade 2 tear in my bicep. It wasn't that bad, but it was bad enough to prevent me from training properly for the fight. You know, it was right next to a nerve. When I did it in sparring, I rested for 5 days, tried to persevere, tried to use it again, tried to spar again. 3 rounds, it was all right. Round 4, round 5, then it was just gradually by the end of the spar, it's like I had a dead arm again. So frustrating. But you know, it's had its rest, done my rehab and everything, back to 100%. Hope so, touch wood, and I'm ready to get a new date.
I mean, after that tremendous fight with Conor, I mean, you were on the verge of, you know, going to new heights. You know, it was such a fantastic fight, probably the fight of the year in my opinion. But it has kind of slowly gone downhill with the injury, having to relinquish the belt. But how have you managed to sort of deal with it all? You know, after, especially with having to relinquish the belt as well.
I haven't relinquished any belt yet. The WBA have asked for proof of injury, which I sent. They've got everything, so I'm still world champion. But yeah, I mean, it's just strange that people think I'd bottle it out of a voluntary defence that I picked myself. And it's also strange that we were asking for proof of injury when it was a voluntary defence. But I've sent everything they need. I've sent everything they've asked for. They've got it all. Now I think they've ordered the Santa Cruz fight, so that is probably my next fight. And I'm waiting around to stick around today to talk to Eddie, and hopefully I'll have some news for everyone and more of an insight of what's going to happen and when it's going to happen.
So just to put on record, you haven't relinquished the belt yet, regardless of what Twitter's saying?
No, I'm still world champion. People love to talk shit, don't they? They do. But look, whether it's Leigh Santa Cruz next or Lara, I'm in a big fight next, and I can't wait to get back out there.
Leigh Santa Cruz, a very experienced fighter, has been around the game for a very long time. You know, and obviously we've seen what Maurizio Lara is capable of as well over the last sort of 18 months. What's the number one fight you want if you had to pick out those two, Leigh?
If I had the choice, next would be Lara, just to silence my critics and do a job at him. You know, he's come out after his fight, made some comments. Now he's made it personal, so that's the fight. If I could pick, that's the fight I'd like next.
I mean, yeah, that fight with Maurizio Lara, we're hoping that does get sort of, you know, rescheduled at some point. But the fight with Santa Cruz is also another interesting fight, and there's a lot of talks about between you and Josh Warrington. Everybody loves a great UK domestic bust-up. What's the possibility of that fight happening? Maybe not yet, but sort of perhaps maybe next summer.
Boxing's full of twists and turns. You never know what's going to happen next. But that is a possibility. I'm not sure if it's a possibility next, but definitely next year. Both just got to keep winning. And I'm going to keep winning. So as long as he wins December 10th, you know, it could make for a massive fight. And it would be a tremendous fight in Nottingham at the City Ground.
As you mentioned, Maurizio Lara made some comments after his fight the other night. We all know that he's fought Josh Warrington twice, but do you believe he's come up against a Josh Warrington that's sort of overgrown this way, and if you got in the ring with him that it'd be a total different scenario if you fought Maurizio Lara?
No, I don't think it's any excuses why Maurizio Lara won, other than it was a poor style matchup. It was a style that Warrington don't like, and he hasn't really come across before. I don't want to give too much away because obviously I will be expecting to fight Lara at some point. But yeah, styles make fights, and I don't really believe in like levels in boxing. He's levelable. I think styles more determine results than levels. You get someone that's probably loses to this person at this level, but then this person here can beat them just because of a poor style matchup, someone that they don't favour. And that's boxing, you know, it happens all the time. You get upsets because of styles. But yeah, and I believe that's what happened with the Warrington Lara fight, and I don't think it will change that, and I think the same result will happen over and over again. But with me and Law, I'm adaptable. I've got a great team behind me, and I know what I need to do to beat him, and I'm going to go out and beat him when I get the chance to.
Lastly, before I let you go, because I know a lot of people want to speak to you, so only rightfully so I don't try and take up too much of your time. I'm pretty sure you've heard the news about Conor Benn, him giving up his boxing licence with the British Boxing Board of Control. Just want to get your thoughts on that, please, Leigh.
I've not really commented on it since the start. I think there weren't enough information out there for me to comment. I don't think it's fair you should try and execute people before the evidence has come out with no more details. But from hindsight, looking at it, it's had something found in the system. He needs to explain that, and there's evidence why it's in there, and if there ain't none, then it is guilty. So we'll see. We'll wait for a bit more information before I can make a comment, which hopefully will be this week or next.
Okay, Leigh, thank you very much for your time. Pleasure speaking to you. Thank you for talking to Lights.
Thank you, mate. Thanks for having me.